and he's about to get married before he flies out to go home.
Yeah.
So he goes to his girlfriend and his mother-in-law, and they say, you know what, let's go look for where we're going to spend our honeymoon. So they find this place where all these people that are so in love go and rent this cottage. And they saw the cottage. Oh, this is perfect. So they go to the cottage and they say, this is what we're going to be spending our honeymoon. The ocean's out there, the trees, everything's beautiful. So the lady in the cottage says, okay, we'll reserve it for this time of the year for you guys, for your honeymoon. They said, okay. And there's this other little girl that's not very good looking. She's in the background. She's like a plain Jane or not too hot looking. And so she's like this, and she just looks at the couple. And at that house, everybody that spends their honeymoon there, they etch their name on a window, like Pam and Dan, Jason and Liz. You know, they all put their mark. And so you see this window with all their etched names on it that the people have been there before. So then this guy say, okay, they set it aside for the wedding, for their honeymoon. So then the guy goes and leaves, and he goes into he's an Air Force guy, so he's flying, and he gets in an accident, and now he's no longer good looking. He's all disfigured. He gets surgery, but his face is messed up, and he's like this, kind of, or like this, and so disfigured. And then, so the girlfriend and the mother go, oh, it's okay, you know, but the girl, his beautiful, gorgeous girlfriend is like, at first he saw her expression. She's a little repulsed, like, oh, the way he looked. So she goes, it's okay, honey. I still love you. You know, so he knows that, and they break up. And he gets depressed, and he becomes suicidal, but he doesn't go through with it. And he remembers, hey, I reserved the cottage. So he goes to the cottage. He tells his mom, I'm going to go to the cottage and spend my time there and all this time and stay there. Okay, so he goes to the cottage all like this. His parents take him, and the lady says, oh, you didn't get, he's on there. And he goes, you didn't get married? The lady says, it's okay. So they take him and they give him this room, and he never comes out of his room. So that plain Jane girl has to go give him his food and puts it there. And so before you know it, they begin to communicate more and more. He sees her outside drawing or something, and she has a friend in the neighborhood. He's a blind man. He comes and visits. His little nephew brings him, and he comes and he visits, and he says, they talk to the lady and everything. They said, yeah, there's a guy staying here. Oh, I'd like to meet him. So after time, the guy that's all depressed, he begins to come outside and look. But he's still brokenhearted and depressed. He's never going to look good again. So he's out there, and then he makes friends with the blind man and the girl. And she says, look how beautiful everything is over there. Yeah. The ocean and the trees and the rocks and what she creates by drawing. And they all become friends. And before you know it, the guy that's all deformed falls in love with a plain Jane girl who's shy and plain. Yeah. So he falls in love with her, and he tells her, you know, you want to marry me? I mean, look how I look. Yeah. But, and you too. And she was like, really? Me too? She was like, oh my God. So I think we make a good couple. And she's like, okay. So before you know it, they're together. Yeah. And they're together, and they're going to get married. And then before you know it, they no longer see their imperfections. One day they're kissing and whatever, and he sees her,
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's a transformation. She doesn't even look like that in it. She looks gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
And he doesn't have a scar anymore, and he ain't deformed.
No.
And they fall in love with each other.
Yeah.
And they tell the blind man when he comes over,
Mm-hmm.
guess what happened to us? A miracle. And he goes, really? What happened? Well, you know how I had an accident? I no longer look like that. And Betsy, whatever her name is, she looks fabulous and great and all this stuff to talk about. And the blind man knows that because they fell in love, and this is true love, that's how they see each other. When you're in love, you don't see people.
The blind man knows that.
Yeah, so the blind man knows it, and he's just listening and taking it in. And then he goes, that's so beautiful. And so they begin to hide themselves when they go to church or when they go everywhere, because they don't want people to see how beautiful they are, like the transformation that's taken place.
Oh.
Like it might shock them to see,
Oh.
So they kind of hide themselves, and then before you know it, they meet other people and stuff like that, and begin to show it. And then one day they invited the mother, the guy's mother.
Yeah.
Mom, something great has happened. Come on over. So she comes over,
Yeah.
and she tells, and the mom is all ritzy and everything, paying for his stuff. And he goes, and the girl has tea and everything for the dad and the father, 2 cups, and they got the cups, and they go, here's your tea. And the mother goes, I'm so happy, son. I've never seen you any much happier. And you too, Mary or Jane, whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. You're not the type of girl that my son usually goes for. You're like not very good looking. And she drops, and Mary is holding the glasses of tea, and she just spills everything. Because the mother just said, even though you're not as glamorous as the other women, you know. And she thought she was glamorous, so she drops everything. And the other guy goes like that. The son is like, oh my God. Yeah. She's not beautiful? So, anyways, the short of the story is that after the parents left, they were devastated and crying, and they were standing by the window where everybody etches their name. And he tells her, Jane, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. You'll always be beautiful to me. And she does the same. And you'll always be beautiful to me. And they're crying and they're hugging, and they become beautiful again. Because when the mother said about how they weren't good looking, they turned ugly again in their eyes when they saw each other. And so now they were like beautiful again, and they etched their name on the wall with everybody else, and they were like beautiful.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's what love is.
Yeah.
You're blind to everybody's
All right, Mom.
what